So you will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. A lot of times we think that I don't have time. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do this. The first thing is we don't have a clarity of what we want to do, what all things we want to do. And once you have that list, once you have all the things that you want to do in a day, in a month, in a year, you will be able to find time. Because when you have that thing written somewhere, it gives you attention to that thing on and off. So there's a story that the story was about 5 years of a king. Now there was a kingdom. In that kingdom, a king was appointed. This kingdom had a very strict rule that every king who has been appointed will serve for only 5 years. And post his rule, he was required to go to the forest to spend the rest of his life. But the strange thing was that woodland was full of wild animals and nothing was available to live a good life. So that means there was no chance of any survival of anybody coming back alive. Many people they served as kings and they spent those 5 years very nicely. And then, as they followed this rule, they were no more. Now, once the people of the kingdom decided to choose the desired person as their next king, who was very wise. So, this guy was extremely wise, and all the people went to him and said, You need to be our next king. He said, What, are you mad? Why would I go and be your next king and get myself killed afterwards? He said, No, you ought to be our next king. He denied as soon as he got to know the rule. But somehow he agreed to become the next king. But he had one condition. He asked the people to let him visit the place where every king had gone after giving their services. He said, I want to see that place firsthand before I appoint myself as a king. He said, okay. And they took him to that place. He found that the place was full of trees and dangerous animals. There were no facilities for survival. He inspected and he came back to the kingdom and he became the king. Now, he started to plan for making that forest a peaceful place where survival is possible. So, in the first year, he started with planning and execution of cutting some trees to make a proper path to go inside the forest. In the second year, he started with a plan to shift the dangerous animals to the safest place apart from that woodland. Then in the third year, he worked hard to start farming and making small houses around. And finally, the forest was enough to live a peaceful without any problems. And in the fifth year, 3 to 5th year, he made sure that the farming and the houses are well built for the livelihood afterwards. So, what we have learned from this small story? Any idea what we have learned?
Time management and planning.
Time management and planning.
Executing the.
What was the difference between what he did and what other kings done in the past?
The others enjoy the 5 years of their plan as being the king, but didn't think of about the long time period. What will be after 5 years? How the things will be after 5 years. So he work on that thing first while while doing the services, like giving his 100% as a king. He is doing other work which could be beneficial after 5 years, not for only for him but other inhabitants of that kingdom.
That's right. So what was different? The other king just thought of those 5 years and he thought of the life of after 5 years. And he planned and strategized well in advance so that when he has power and money to do the things that are necessary to do to make that forest a livable place. He did not wait for the 5 years of rule to get over and then he will do something about it. Do you think after those 5 years he would have any uh, power or any money to do that?
No.
No. So, but this king, he thought he knew that, and he ensured that those 5 years he spent keeping in mind that he has to live over there after 5 years, and he utilized, strategized, planned effectively. How many times it happens that when people ask us, "What do you want to do?" When we are kids, and it's this question is asked to us, maybe when we are kids or when we are in youth, when people ask us that, "What do you want to be?" we all have some answer. Do you agree? We all have
Yes.
some answer. We want to be an
Yeah.
engineer, doctor, digital
Doctor.
marketer, or scientist, whatever. But now, when you have already got employed, you got the job, now what? Many people stop planning or thinking or visualizing after this day. The moment they got job, all the things got over. All the goals are fulfilled. Do you agree with what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
when today, after they are in a job, when you ask someone that, where do you want to see yourself? I don't know. Most of the answers, I don't know. And out of 100 people, there are only one and two people who can give you a clear picture of, see, this is what I have thought, this is what I will do, this is my plan, this is how I'm going to do it. Most of others, they say, let's see if the company gives me promotion. If the company doesn't give me promotion, I will go to another company. What will happen after 5 years? We'll see. I live by the day. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's wise to live by the day, but the wise people, it's intelligent to think your life, plan your life for the day. But the wisers, they plan for the decade. It's good. You should live your life as if this is the last day on the planet, but you should plan as if you have more decades to live, so that when you have time, you can do the necessary things to do that, to achieve that.